How about it? Sunday Night Football, Dallas, Atlanta. Big game. Falcons laying 4. Total on the game, fellas, 47.5. Why don't we just start with the pressure conversation of being unbeaten this deep into a season for the Falcons?
You look at what Atlanta's done, and I know I like Philadelphia last week when Atlanta made the trip to take on the other birds. But you look at how things have precipitated at home. This is an Atlanta team not dominating anybody in their own building. 27-21 over Denver, 23-20 over Oakland, 30-28 over Carolina. Laying 4 might be a taller task than the general public anticipates.
They have covered the spreads, though. 16-10-2 coming into this year at home, Mike Smith. And it is a team that knows they only have a shot at getting to the Super Bowl through their stadium.
You know, and they're a quirky bunch, these Falcons. I mean, and we've talked about this on several occasions, Kenny, and he's going to add to it. They come out of the gate, they jump on teams, they get a lead, and then they kind of shut it down and start burning clock. It's going to catch up to them someday. But I think the other nugget that's really interesting, Kenny, you said it's not just the start of the game. Watch for these guys after halftime.
Their defense has been amazing to start the game and to start a half. They've allowed just 29 points this year in the first and third quarters of the games. First half, they've outscored their opponents 16.5 to 9 on average. Second half, 12.5 to 9.5. So the gap starts to close a little bit, and they do like to run clock. They like to run Turner. They love to get out of Dodge with a victory.
I think one thing to watch this game, we saw the emergence last week of Jaquiz Rodgers as a secondary threat coming out of that backfield. Give Mike Smith credit. He's got him more involved. This guy's a little bit of a more dynamic playmaker, especially in the short passing game, than what we've grown accustomed to with Michael Turner.
Is this a fair statement? I think we kind of touched on it a couple of weeks ago. Is Dallas a better team on the road? They just seem to – it's like they're trying to impress the home fans, and they do stupid things at home where they play smarter football on the road.
Well, this year the ATS record shows that. They're 3-1 ATS on the road, but overall, Jason Garrett as a head coach just 8-7-1. That's counting this year's 3-1. But you're right, a lot of pressure at home, a little less on the road. This is a must-win situation for this team. I want to make one statement about the Atlanta defense. They're another bend but do not break defense, number 24 in the NFL, allowing 6 yards per play. However, points allowed, number 7 at 18.6.
I'll build on some of the strength that we've seen from Dallas on the road. This team 5-0-1 against the number. The last 6 on the road against teams with a winning record, which says they rally as a group. And the one thing that we've seen with Tony Romo, when he's an underdog going on the road, especially at plus 3.5 or more, this is a team you really have to take a long, long look at.
All right, hey, we got to skate, but it's sitting at 4. Do we see a little Dallas money?
I thought it goes up.
Wow.
I just who could back Dallas? They're just not a very good team right now. And they may cover, they may win the game because they're a good football team, but not playing well right now. And Atlanta 7-0.
I'll back Dallas here. I'll take the 4. I think the number does get to 4.5, but expect some resistance at that price. Cowboys outright.
Sunday Night Football should be a good one. It's the Cowboys taking on the Falcons in Atlanta.